have a little traffic thing in the little situation right now. I have to grease somewhere in a little bit. You know? And I hope we can make it in the next 20 minutes max. 20 minutes max. Then the traffic tight, but take a look at Montreal. About the traffic. That bridge, that sky thing, built last year, it was 2 years now. Montreal up, you know. Yeah. Despite the traffic, you can still take a view of the city. That's the hospital, the mega hospital. Everything in one, like a 3-in-1 hospital, like everywhere I did, and I just Montreal. Oh man. And we're back on the road again. I'm gonna take a look at piece, get to where I go. I can do some normal driving. See? And then I walk that then open up the road for me to pass. See? Look on the car. Jesus, peace. Never go somewhere and take the car. No, sir. Some Jamaican driving car. Does that make sense? I'm following the rules, you know, don't guys. See the arrow, it says go over. So that's what I'm doing. Follow the arrow and go over. So don't think I'm breaking the rule. Just that the other driver didn't know that they're supposed to do that. And then come around, get in line. Drive by my friend named Lexus. We be together, we'll be love, and yet forever our love will stay strong. Just for one day, we'll talk for a minute, and we don't give a damn, we try to escape it. We try to do the right thing all the time. Yes, but sometimes we got to pop the line, yeah. Like I do it, and two guys that follow me, them shouldn't do it, because that's not supposed to be. Go over. You just not want me go in front of you. Go over, my yo. Squeeze again. Squeeze again. Squeeze again. Squeeze again. I mean, it's alright. Yeah. That's Acura part. Acura the part. Up. Nice, sit down. Nice. This is last minute decision. I don't think the guy break the rule. He just make a last minute decision, you know. So they don't call it breaking the rule. That's why he did that, you know. I thought it was bad, but that guy beat me. He goes straight up on the where he's not supposed to be.
Catherine and Kat here.
I don't know if it's gunshot that, you know.
We'll also check the latest Eye on the Sky weather details coming up right after these news headlines from NPR. It's 5:30.
Live from NPR News in Culver City, California, I'm Dwayne Brown. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is brushing aside claims by the U.S. and senior Israeli officials that he has no plan for Gaza after the war ends. Netanyahu's comments come as Israeli troops are going back into areas of Gaza where Hamas is regrouping. NPR's Jackie Northam reports from Tel Aviv.
7+ months into the war, Prime Minister Netanyahu is facing increasing criticism about a lack of plans for Gaza, politically and militarily, once the fighting stops. The most serious criticism has been from his own military chief, Yoav Gallant. In an apparent response to that, Netanyahu released a short video. Netanyahu says his government is working on a solution to Gaza. The video's intent may have been to reassure the public, military, and allies, but with few details other than "trust me," that might be a hard sell. Jackie Northam, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
Well, close to half of the survivors of last summer's deadly wildfires on Maui are now facing worsening health conditions. NPR's Kirk Sigler has more on a new study that tested close to 700 fire survivors.
Researchers found that nearly 3/4 of the survivors included in the study are at greater risk for cardiovascular disease due to exposure to toxic smoke, ash, and other burning debris. The University of Hawaii's Ruben Juarez says early and long-term monitoring of the community is crucial, as the country learned after 9/11.
Many years after the attacks on 9/11, significantly more lives were lost as a result of exposure to environmental hazards.
The study also shows that close to half of the survivors that were interviewed said they were having difficulty accessing medical care. Researchers are calling on the federal government to open long-term treatment centers and other support on the island. Kirk Sigler, NPR News.
This is NPR.
And this is Vermont Public. Good evening. It's 5:32. I'm Mary Engish with this news. Now that the legislative session is over, lawmakers and their constituents are waiting to see whether Governor Phil Scott will sign the remaining bills on his desk. One bill passed by the legislature will create a working group to study psychedelic drugs and their potential use in treating mental health conditions. Tristan Roberts is a Democratic state representative from Halifax. Today, he said he's used psychedelic therapy to treat PTSD.
And psychedelic therapy has helped me leave that pain in the past, and retain the wisdom and move forward. And I think it would be harmful at this point in our state's history to just go for it.
And for the that they're working on, if it is correct. As Vermont State University graduate, we academics degree look map human realm.
I want to be stopped if they put up a shrine.
Vermont State University. So, Dow, 324, post on Instagram, writing he received his degree, quote, with a resounding purr of approval from the faculty. That's the latest news from Vermont Public. We'll check the eye in the sky in just a sec. Support comes from Johnson Family Foundation, supporting the reclaimed makerspace in Pelton, Vermont, which provides access to tools, resources, and workshops. ReclaimedVT.org. Overnight scattered showers early and a chance of a storm with a Vermont Quebec border, and then showers region-wide overnight, lows upper 40s to mid-50s. Thursday, partly to mostly cloudy and highs upper 60s to mid-70s. 67 in Newport, 62 in Montpelier, 65 in Bennington. Support for NPR comes from the station and from Indeed, designed to be an end-to-end hiring solution for businesses of all sizes to attract candidates from one platform. Learn more at Indeed.com/NPR. From Procter & Gamble, maker of Metamucil, a fiber supplement containing psyllium, a plant-based fiber for trapping and removing waste in the digestive system, designed to be taken every day. More at Metamucil.com. And from the Doris Stewart Foundation. This is All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Juana Summers in Washington, and I'm Elsa Chang in Pacific, California. April 15th started off as a typical day for Gabriela Zavala. She was juggling the demands of her busy family life in Texas with running Resource Center Matamoros, a small NGO that helps asylum seekers in Mexico, on the other side of the border. By evening, her world had been turned upside down. Her email inbox became overrun. I was getting emails, threatening emails, death threats. And here's Jude Rothenbrock picks up the story from there.
Zavala soon learned she and her NGO, RCM, featured prominently in a social media thread posted by an arm of the Conservative Heritage Foundation called the Oversight Project. It showed Spanish-language flyers with RCM's logo and that of President Biden's campaign. A video in the thread showed the flyers hanging in porta potties at a migrant encampment in Matamoros. The flyers said in grammatically incorrect Spanish, "Reminder to vote President Biden in your community. We need another 4 years of his term to stay open." And they were signed with her name.
I was almost in a state of shock. I said, wow, this is completely untrue.
Zavala says she didn't write the flyer telling migrants to vote illegally, nor did she have any connection with it.
I was like, why would somebody, why would somebody want to intend?
It included an outdated version of RCM from its website that hasn't been updated in years. That part of the flyer's text appears to have been run through Google Translate. The flyer also lists a very old phone number, which also appears on the outdated website. Zavala says she does not support the flyer's message.
I would never sit there and tell somebody that can't vote, that I know can't vote, hey, go vote.
The thread about the flyers spread quickly and racked up more than 9 million views on the social media platform X. The executive director of the Oversight Project, Mike Howell, says the thread did not accuse Zavala of authoring the flyer. He also told the New York Times he condemns death threats.
The flyer is very real. It's strongly correlates to vote for Joe Biden.
The morning Heritage posted the thread. Multiple Republican members of Congress asked Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas about the flyer. They were grilling him about the record high number of people who have come to the U.S.-Mexico border. The flyer has also buttressed a false narrative that undocumented immigrants are swaying America. It's already illegal for non-citizens to vote in federal elections, and studies have repeatedly shown it is very rare. Former President Donald Trump and his allies insist this campaign season.
Come on, guys, move it.
For example, here was House Speaker Mike Johnson last week.
We all know intuitively that a lot of illegals are voting in federal elections, but it's not been something that is easily provable. We don't have that number.
To date, it is still unknown who created the flyers that bear Zavala's name and who posted them in the porta potty. The social media thread credited Muckraker, a right-wing website, with discovering it. Muckraker is headed by Anthony Rubin, who often uses undercover tactics in his videos. Rubin told NPR that the video of the flyers was shot by an anonymous source with a close connection to his team. Rubin has traveled across Latin America to film migrants in transit to the U.S. which he portrays as an invasion. In his videos, he often asks migrants about the upcoming election.
Migrantes prefiere Presidente Biden or Presidente Trump? Biden.
On April 15th, in the hours before the thread about the flyers appeared online, Ruben and his brother rang the bell at Resource Center Matamoros, saying they wanted to volunteer. Ruben confirmed that in an interview with NPR.
You know, rode the train of death and stolen to Mexico by the Sinaloa cartel, kidnapped by the Gulf cartel.
Like
The point is, I know the ins and outs of this.
No
I've
ease
studied
up,
these
man.
NGOs
No
over the
ease
summer.
up to
So
this
yeah,
point.
of course,
Oh, no.
it's dying whether or not it would be
No
possible
ease up.
to volunteer.
Zavala staff believed Ruben wanted to
No
volunteer.
ease up.
They called Zavala, who spoke with him by
So
phone.
President left in that
We're
no
trying to help
ease
as
up.
many people as possible before Trump gets reelected. So.
That clip from their phone call wound up as part of the thread about the flyers, with the caption saying Zavala had implied that she, quote, wants to help as many illegals as possible before President Trump is reelected. RCM's director, Hugo Terrones, who spoke to Ruben directly, told NPR that Ruben asked him strange questions. I didn't even know what he was talking about, and he asked me, Ruben told NPR that he did not recall what he asked Terrones. Zavala said it bothers her that no one who was publicizing
Just
the
because
flyer
of this
on
traffic,
social media
to go
or in
that side.
Congress had verified the flyer with her first.
And not
They
staying
never
on your
tried to
lane.
call me and find out whether it was true or not.
Not reach out to Zavala before posting
Now
the
you learn
thread.
something. What lane to take? What lane to take when you come to this
Signal,
side?
which the Heritage Foundation calls its news outlet, noted in its second story about the flyers.
Once you run the kid and still
After
have
the
press
thread
gas.
posted that it had requested input because the phone had not responded.
That's how we cross, that's how we cross, that's how we cross.
Whether the organization had any relationship to the fire.
Certainly occurred to me. Yeah, it's not as if that thought did not.
Corner, corner, Mr. Brown, corner.
Because he'd been previously kidnapped by the Gulf cartel nearby and had been told to never return.
I think that saying that showing up.
Corner, Mr. Brown, corner.
I mean, that might,
If anybody know the story about the Jamaican
My brother and the territory.
The thread
Dumpy.
calls the camp where the fires were filmed in the porch potties and RCM
When I the thing when I drive on the man say, corner, Mr. Brown, corner.
NPR, that is not correct. These days, the camp is only a small and informal camp. Andrea Rudnick with the migrant aid group Team Brownsville says she didn't see the fires at the encampment or hear from any volunteers or migrants who did. She says it's interesting. The video online shows the fires in the porta potties.
Those porta potties are pretty filthy. If we wanted people to know something, it would be
When NPR visited what is left of the migrant encampment in Matamoros, few people were present. One was Orlando Martinez, a 36-year-old from El Salvador who's been there for over a year. He says in the time he's been at the site, he hasn't heard people talking about politics. He says migrants know they can't vote in the U.S., and he says he hadn't noticed any such flyers.
Now we reach and
Nor
that's
has he
it.
seen anyone come to tell
I don't know how long it takes,
After the
but
thread about the
I
flyers
think
went viral, the Associated
traffic,
Press put out a
did
story
pretty
that
well.
quoted Zavala, saying she didn't write the flyers or encourage migrants to vote.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel. You never know, you might see yourself on the road driving. You might see me, he, she, the old lady. Aye, my lad.